Okay, guys. So I hope you don't mind me making a quick type video, but I hope that you can understand that I'm having to come up with ideas and think of things to put out to make the longer videos, and uh, really this whole thing with the Strait of Hormuz and with what happened with Trump and just many different things. I mean, it's really just hard to describe what's all going on right now. And it's really hard to try to sit here and say like, oh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. I tell you what's going to happen. We're getting ready to have the biggest recession that's ever been seen. And I tell you where I was just talking to my stepdad the other day. I said, I tell you where I think it's going to start at. I said before I thought it was, a lot of people would say it's going to start in the house market. It's not going to start in the house market this time. The house market, they're not, it's not structured in a way that they're giving out subprime lending loans and stuff like that. But where I tell you where it's going to start at this time, where the next depression is going to start at this time, it ought to be a really bad like depression, or it'll be a bad recession. And I'm not exactly sure which, but I guarantee you, when we come out the other side, this next thing that's going to happen, it's going to be bad. I was really worried there for a while they were going to turn on the BRICS dollar, and I'm still worried that the BRICS country might try to still turn on the BRICS dollar. That's another big factor. But today, I was actually I was actually outside today, and I went and I took my lawnmower, and I've already done my first mow for the season, and I've already done all the stuff for the spring cleanup. And then after I do that, I always do my thing with taking my deck up, taking my blade off, sharpen it, clean it up, clean up my lawnmower deck, clean it out, make sure all my wheels are tight, take them off, oil them real good, and I do it. And I change my spark plug, and I change my air filter, and I do this every year. And it cost me about a total of, on average, it cost me about a total of about like $18 a year to do this in the springtime, and I don't even have to even pay that out for that. But in a smart sense, it is a good it's a good investment, because even a basic mower now, just a basic cheapo mower, I think the cheapest one you can pretty much get now is a Power Smart, and well, unless you want to get like, let's say, a Lithelli, and so one of the cheapest mowers you can get is pretty much a Power Smart as far as the gas mower goes. Now you can get the little cheapo Lithelli, that's electric powered or whatever, and it's not a bad little mower. It do what you want it to do, but you better not have a very big yard either. You better have just a little small patches in the front and a little small patches in the back, and you don't have no yard. Because if you have a yard, the Lithelli is not going to be for you. Uh, Something about like tenth of an acre, or something like that. Just a lot, 0.17 of an acre or something, with a just a patch, just nothing big. So, but the point is that if you want, what you need to do though is anything you got, your clothing, your shoes, anything you got, it doesn't matter what it is. You need to take care of it, because if there's anything we can learn from the last recession, if there's anything at all we can learn from the depression, if there's anything we can learn from any of this stuff, is the fact that when times get hard, when they're the hardest times, is when things hit the hardest. So, mechanical breakdown in your car engine blow up or something like that. So drive your car like you have some sense. Do oil changes on the car like you have some sense. Do transmission fluid changes on the car like you have some sense. Okay. And the reason why you're going to do these things, you're going to do your oil changes, you're going to, do the tune ups on the mowers, and why you're going to do the many different things you're going to do, like what if you get your clothes dirty, if even if it's just oil from your skin, even if it's just oil from your skin of your clothes on your clothes, the oil on your skin is ruining the clothes. Okay, so letting them sit in the dirty hamper is essentially messing them up. You know what I'm saying? Just for an example, that doesn't mean you can't get, for a week's worth of clothes before you finally wash clothes. But the point is that the longer the oils sit in the clothes, it's going to ruin the clothes more. Okay, so getting your clothing, getting yourself fixed, get yourself fixed up. Fixing your stuff, taking care of your stuff. Like I got a leather recliner here. So basically, kind of taking care of it, like wiping it down, keeping it clean, and rubbing some like leather conditioner on my leather recliner, stuff like that. It will take care of it, which I don't think it's real leather, but it will take care of it much better, you see. But if I don't do that, what happened to my leather recliner here is it will start to sag. It will start looking like junk. It will just not hold up its thing. Keep taking care of your stuff will be a big thing. Like this is a recliner. I'm sitting in here right now. So sitting in it nice and gently, after I sit in it, then let my feet up. Don't just flop back in it like whop, and just kind of just beat it up, because recliners have a tendency, over the many, many, many years I've been sitting on recliners, I can tell you that they have a tendency to get bad in the framing work and stuff like that. So sitting down in it nice and gently, and then reaching over and pulling the lever, pulling the switch, pushing the button, or whatever it is that lets the recliner recline itself back up. That is the key to taking care of the recliner. So if that goes for anything, though, that goes for water hoses. A lot of times water hoses, they will last for years and years and years. You can have water hoses for many years. If you pick the water hose up off the ground, wrap it up in a water hose wrapping thing, or wrap it up on the side of a water hose thing on a house or something like that. And then once you unwrap, then unwrap it, use it and wrap it back up, because what happens is the dirt will sit there and get on the hose, and it will eat down into the hose, and it will cause the hose to have bad damage and rot, because it's coming from the ground. But if you wrap that hose back up and everything else, you'll get the water out of it, and when it's not being used, it won't be sitting there going to the bad. The heat's still going to be working against it, and the cold's going to work against it. It's going to get hot, cold, it's going to get brittle, it's going to have its own conditions. But if it's laying on the ground, it's going to have more higher chance of bad conditions hurting the hose. Okay, and that same goes for everything in everything else. Your carpet. If you have carpeting in your house, vacuum the carpet every single day. If you vacuum your carpet every single day, which, if you take your shoes off, you shouldn't have to vacuum your carpet every single day. But, at least once a week, if you vacuum the carpet and you take your shoes off at the door, your carpet will still look like new many, many years later. I've went in people's trailers. It wasn't in in houses. I have seen it in houses. I have seen it in houses before, but I've seen it more in people's places. But I've seen it in trailers where people had just took care of their trailer, and I've seen it. I've seen it literally more in trailers for some reason, and have some carpet in there that's 25, 30 years old, little threadbare, just a little bit, but it's still looking really good condition. I'm like, what do you people do? They 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 take their shoes off when they go in the door. They vacuum their carpet. Okay, this is what you need to get into the mindset. The mindset needs to be taking care of your stuff. Okay, what washing, taking your when you take your lawnmower out, and once a year you need to take the lawnmower and you need to go get it maintained, get the maintenance done. You need to get the grass and the trash out of the deck and get it all cleaned up and make sure that you get everything all done. If you want it, if you love it, you need to take care of it. And that goes for anything. That can be a computer, that can be anything. If you like it, you want it, you need to take care of it. All right. So the reason why I'm making this quick little video on my phone is just to kind of give you an idea of what you can do, because that is going to be a really good recession proof thing. Another thing you can do is if you're in kind of debt too, in any kind of debt, and this is what I'm going to talk about real quickly. Just don't spend money on anything. Well, and it's not just in debt. It's more or less when you're going to go into a recession. We could go out. We could be buying food. We could be buying gas. We could be buying all this and that, everything else, which hopefully we've already got. We've already been preparing while times was cheap. If you listen to me long enough, hopefully to God you've been preparing long enough. So I'm hoping that you have. So the point is, all right, so now that the times are coming bad, you can kind of go out and just get more of the basic essentials a little more better and can kind of weather out the storm. Or you can go really deep into things, which I'm doing myself, still buying extra foods and stuff like that, and just bullets and stuff like that. That's a good thing to buy, that little extra, so you can be preparing, okay? But, you don't have to go overboard with it, okay? So, but if you're in debt of any kind, big debt of any kind, then the key is to literally spend way less than what you're making, and then take all the extra money you're making and put it towards the debt. Because whenever the recession hits, you want to be as debt free as possible. That's what's called recession proofing yourself. Okay, so that's another key too. But I'm not going to get into telling you how to do that. I'm not going to get into your personal finances or nothing like that. But it would be a good idea that, let's just say you're making credit card payments right now, it'd be a good idea not to use those credit cards and be paying those credit cards off. You get my point? Anyway, be good at it, take it easy, and see you on the other side.